delivering specialized therapies to return you rapidly back on your feet. Our patient-centered comprehensive nursing and rehabilitation programs include neurology, orthopedics, cardiac and pulmonary care, post-operative surgical care, and outpatient therapies. With spacious therapy gyms, elegant dining, beautiful private and semi-private suites, and an array of comfort-enhancing services and amenities, patients enjoy high-caliber, proactive care in an encouraging and vibrant setting. The Encore at Boca Raton accepts Medicare and other major insurances. Located on West Palmetto and Powerline, call 561-392-3000 to schedule your personal tour. That's 561-392-3000, or visit theencoreatboca.com for more information today. The Encore at Boca Raton is a proud member of the Care Right Centers Network.
If you'd like to be a guest on the show, please contact me, Norma Guerrero, at 954-802-2015. That's 954-802-2015.
The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
Do you have a hot new business or an established business that offers great and unique services or products that you want to get the word out? Are you looking to grow your business and you want everyone to hear the buzz about it? Do you have an amazing project or an idea that impacts our community that you want to share and get others involved in? Then you've come to the right place. You're listening to Community Connections with Norma G. I'm your host, occupational therapist Norma Guerrero, and I want to share our passions while connecting with our community. So now let's get ready to hear about what's hot, what's new, and what's happening on Community Connections with Norma G. Give us a call at 888-565-1470 and join our conversation. They have a nice dynamic. We're live. Welcome back to Community Connections. I'm your host, Norma Guerrero, and today is Monday, February 19th. And I'm so happy to be here with you all today. You are listening to us on 95.3 FM, 1470 AM, as well as we are live streaming live on Facebook at Community Connections with Norma G. So you can either jump in your car if you're in your office and tune in on your radio dial here in the South Florida area, or if you're at home, you can catch us live on Facebook, or you can watch it a little bit later. If you have neither one of those choices, you also have the iHeartRadio app, which is, you can look up 1470 AM WNN, and you can listen to the show live there as well. We have a couple guests on the show for you today, which I'm excited about again. We have another representative from West Boca Medical Center. We have Dr. Owen Baru. He is an internal medicine doctor, and he's going to be talking today about the wide plethora of examinations and screenings and conditions and diagnoses that he sees at his office, at his practice called the Associated Family Physicians of Boca Raton, which is located in Sandalfoot, off of Sandalfoot Boulevard, near 441 and West Boca Raton. We also are going to have Paul Finkelstein, who is the owner and photographer of Mobile Portrait Pros, and he's going to be talking about something that has to do with lastmondays.com. He's very affiliated with the Toastmasters International organization, and as well as an upcoming exhibit with the SCORE chapter, which not sure what all of that means, but he's going to clarify that for us. But he has that yellow bus that he has that is mobile, that he will go around and take executive portraits, executive headshots, and come to your office or to your home or to your location. So make it convenient for you to get your executive headshot for yourself or for your business. So those are our guests for today, and I'm looking forward to speaking with them. But obviously I want to take a moment to talk about what's transpired in the past week here in South Florida. So, you know, you leave the show last week, you know, every Monday I do the show, and you say, you know, it's the week of love, it's Happy Valentine's Day, hug everyone, and that's how I ended the show last week. And look at what happens. Last Wednesday at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas in Parkland, Florida, a very, very tragic massacre occurred that day to the children and to our community. And the reason why I am overwhelmed by the situation is because I was raised in Coral Springs, Florida, which is the budding city next to Parkland. My older brother has lived in Parkland for the last 2 decades with his 3 children, which are my nieces and nephews, all graduated from Marjorie Stoneman Douglas. So when I think of that school, I think of where my niece had her first prom, you know, where my nephew learned how to play wrestling, where my other nephew became an amazing marching band leader in the percussion line. And so it's very, very heartbreaking to have experienced this. And so I just want to just mention that that I am praying for you guys. I am praying for our community, and I want to thank everybody at large that has reached out to my family, as well as my family has been involved in helping the people in the community. And so I don't know why this happens. I know that I could sit here and talk about that for quite a long time. We know that it's a very complicated subject, but right now what I want to do is I want to dedicate the show to that city and to those families that lost their loved ones. I want to just take a moment to say that there's two events that are, everyone's been asking what can we do, what we can do. You don't have to look far to find something that you can do to help the community. But I wanted to just highlight two events, and one of them is going to be at Frank and Dino's restaurant, this Sunday, February 25th, from 2 to 9 p.m. The owner, Carlos Vaccarezza, excuse me, he's an Italian. His two sons, Nicholas and Michael, go to Parkland, and he's the owner of this restaurant in East Boca Raton. And next Sunday, between 2 and 9 p.m., they're all proceeds to benefit families of Stoneman Douglas High School shooting victims. They're going to have complimentary food and drinks. And so that's one opportunity that if you are looking for an afternoon or early evening out next Sunday, the kids will be there too. Also tomorrow, they're going to have Parkland's Run for Bagel, and I guess that one of the victims was Scott Bagel, and he was a cross-country runner. So what they're doing tomorrow is all across the nation, they're asking that if you go do your walk or your run, and he was a cross-country runner, hashtag it with Run with Coach Bagel or hashtag Run with MSDXC. That's Run with MSDXC. And so all these things are on my Facebook page. So these are just two quick things that I wanted to share. I spoke to my sister-in-law today, and she's been very involved with a lot of the mothers and a lot of the families there, has already been to a couple of funerals. And I said to her, I go, it's so hard to turn yourself off from the situation, because you feel that if you turn yourself off from it, then you're ignoring the situation. But if you over-embed yourself in the situation, it's very haunting. And she said, you know what? It's totally okay to pause and take some moment, take some time to yourself and check out from the situation. Unless you're the immediate person has lost someone, it's totally okay, because we need to stay strong to continue to help and support that community. And so anyone that is being affected by this inadvertently, indirectly, because I know a lot of us are, when we close our eyes, we can just imagine what happened that afternoon, that take some time for yourself so we can guard and protect our own mental health, and let's continue to support our community. So just wanted to take that note. And so, Dr. Baru, I want to thank you for allowing me to take that moment a little bit. And I just thank you. And I thank you for being here today.
It's my pleasure.
And Dr. Baru, I've known for quite a long time. He is an internist, and as many of you know, the title sponsor of the show is the Encore Boca Raton, formerly known as the Whitehall Boca Raton. So many times over the last decade or so, Dr. Baru has been the internist overseeing the care of the patients that I've treated. And it's so nice to see you here kind of outside of the hospital.
Nice surprise. It was great.
Yeah. And so what I learned from reading your bio and from reading your website, which I have to compliment you on your website that you have, is nothing out of the ordinary in terms of like ultra fancy and dynamic, but there is a ton of information on your website. And so as a person that's constantly reviewing people's websites,
yes,
I was really able to informally encapsulate what your office does, the various health professionals that you have at your office, as well as link a lot of links to a variety of diagnoses, and very clear about the services you offer and all the vaccines that you offers too. And so I just wanted to tell you that I really enjoyed your website.
Well, I appreciate that, although I can't take one iota of credit. The credit for the website and how we stay organized on a daily basis goes to the office manager, Marilyn Cabral. And if it wasn't for her, she is the glue and a big part of the leadership of the team at Associated Family Physicians.
Yeah, great. Well, I think that sometimes, although you had nothing to do with it, it's a reflection of maybe what's happening at the office.
No, absolutely.
So you've been in Boca Raton now for a couple decades, right? Tell me a little bit about your background, where you went to school and all that.
My family relocated to Boca Raton about 1980, and after relocating to South Florida about the mid-'70s, and I went to University of Miami, and after University of Miami, I had in my head here to pursue a medical career, and one thing led to another, and I ended up, for my medical school, I ended up leaving the country. When I applied to medical school, there were about 8 applicants to every one position, and it was either continue to pursue the path of applying to schools here in the United States, or maybe pursue options outside, as we call offshore schools. And so I applied to some offshore schools, and going through that process, which allows you to get into residency training to practice a specialty. And that's what the goal is, to be able to practice a specialty. Obviously, you usually want to come back home. And I ended up doing my internal medicine in one of the University of Pennsylvania hospitals in Philadelphia at Presbyterian Medical Center.
I see.
Back there was a loose affiliation. Now it's a tight affiliation with the University of Pennsylvania.
Oh, I see. So there was, what you said, 8 applicants for one position.
One position.
So it's a
in
waiting
medical
list.
school. Oh, it was beyond a waiting list.
Well, I was raised here in Coral Springs. I ended up at San Jose State University for a very similar reason.
Yeah.
Because to get into University of Florida just would have taken probably another year and a half. But no regrets.
No, absolutely
No
not.
regrets.
It's an experience, and
Yes.
as long as you get your education, and pretty much what I find is most of the schools use the same books.
Yes.
There may be variations on the theme, but as long as the professor knows what they're trying to impart in terms of education and so forth, they will go ahead and give you the information so you can pass your tests eventually.
Right. So what is the difference between a family physician or a primary care physician and the internist? Is there a difference there?
There is a difference. Primary care is a general catch-all phrase for either a family medicine doctor or an internal medicine physician. Somewhere along the way, I don't know where that primary care term came about, but in any event, it does refer to mainly internal medicine or family practice or family medicine doctors. The family practice doctors, they're exposed to a lot more of the various subspecialties, including GYN. When I was a kid, a family practice doctor took out my tonsils. So they have a wider scope of exposure of topics in the various fields. Internal medicine, there aren't as many fields that we're exposed to. Therefore, the intensity of exposure gets increased to learn the information that's there to be had.
Right. Understood. And so what would you say is the primary population of people that you see as far as age?
Depends upon the day.
Depends on the day.
Yeah. Some days they're more young than old. Some days they're older than young. And sometimes it's a 50-50 mix. So it just depends upon the day. Not necessarily even the season because we really don't see much of a snowbird contingent as much as we did years ago.
I guess what I'm trying to get at is because internists, just from my lay mind, from not so much today.
It's not so lay either. You've been exposed a lot.
Well, I don't right. I don't mean from today, but my lay mind from 10, 15 years ago. I wouldn't have understood what an internist was per se. What would drive me to an internist versus just a family physician, type of thing? Is it the cholesterol issues, the diabetes issues, the hypertension issues?
The way internal medicine physicians and family medicine physicians practice here in Boca Raton, I think the main driving force would be personality of the doctor you're going to see. And because we all see pretty much the same kind of patients on a daily basis.
Understood.
Whether it be respiratory tract infections, diabetes, high blood pressure, what have you.
It's kind of like the DOMD thing. A little bit sometimes.
Kind of, yeah.
Where ultimately
variations on the theme.
Right. Kind of. It's really connecting with the person.
That's right.
And feeling comfortable with them assessing you, evaluating. Because sometimes you're like, I don't like that guy or that woman, or I'm not feeling it.
Right.
They're not listening to me.
Exactly.
Because that's really kind of what a lot of it boils down to.
Well, I'll tell you something.
It's a good point, Dr. Brewer.
No,
Very good point.
It's a perfect point, and I'm going to contribute to your point.
I was looking for a concrete answer, but that was actually...
Well, here we go. Nowadays, with the electronic medical records, a lot of the doctors, when their patients come into the exam room with them, the doctors have their backs of their heads to their patients with their eyes at the screen, and they're documenting everything on the keyboard. When my patients come into my room, my head is to the back of the wall, my eyes are looking at theirs, and I will take care of the computer stuff later. And if I have to make notes, I'll have a piece of paper in front of me, writing down whatever the issues are and whatever my plans are. But in the meantime, for the most part of this encounter, we will have made eye contact for the grand majority of it.
Yeah, understood.
And so the computer that I use is outside my exam room, not the one inside the exam room. The computer inside the exam room is used by pretty much my medical assistant.
Yeah. And it's important that you say that, because if I have a handful of conversations with my mother when she sees a variety of doctors for a couple different conditions, sometimes she will complain that, you only get their attention for 2 seconds because the rest of the time their head is down into the computer. And so that is very frustrating for her.
I'm glad you said that, because the patients who I see on a regular basis will say they really appreciated the eye contact and feeling like I was engaged rather than having a priority to answer and check off the boxes on the computer program.
Really interesting. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to take a little commercial break, and we're going to come back, and I want to talk a little bit about, I made a list here off of your website, a variety of different services that you offer, as well as the vaccines. And I saw that you do allergy testing as well at your practice too. And so maybe we could talk about, I don't know what immunotherapy is. So you can clarify what that is a little bit. I think I have a general idea, but
how to really answer all questions.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So we'll be right back with Community Connections.
Hi, I'm Mary Ellen Brinker, founder of the Brinker Education Initiative. We provide Hispanic students in South Florida who excel in STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math, financial support to achieve their educational goals. They are the youngest and fastest growing demographic in public schools, and 18 out of the 25 top best jobs in America are STEM-based. Give the gift of a college education at brinkereducationinitiative.org or contact us at 773-717-6828. That's 773-717-6828. When they succeed, we succeed. Our nation succeeds.
Are you looking to simplify, focus, and live a healthier, balanced lifestyle? Hi, I'm Jane Robinson, certified health coach and founder of Jane Robinson Creative Living Solutions. I can help you create a personalized, holistic plan through natural living, creative space solutions, and through a system of Nourish and Glow essential oils. I can guide and inspire you to create an authentic life full of vitality and joy. Contact me, Jane Robinson, Creative Living Solutions, at 561-305-2317. That's 561-305-2317, or visit me at janelrobinson.com.
Could you be winning by not losing? Do you know that there are safe money strategies that can benefit you when the market goes up, yet protect you when the market goes down? Hi, my name is Sarah Finkelstein with Signature Advisory Group. I'll show you how you can have safety and opportunity on the same dollar at the same time. You know, most people know where to find safety. That's bank CDs. And most people know where to find opportunity.
You want to save time and not be in front of the computer, the dark room of the new photo generation. Let Mobile Portrait Pros come to you, offering business portraits, executive portraits, mobile headshots, actor headshots, and campaign headshots for political teams. Innovation at Mobile Portrait Pros serves Palm Beach County and beyond. Just call 866-443-0873. That's 866-443-0873. Headshots door to door.
If you've been injured in an accident and your health is the most important thing in the world to you, then we're here for you. My name's David Eltringham of the Eltringham Law Group, and we dream of a world with no accidents. But until then, we're here to help you.
The Encore Boca Raton Rehabilitation and Nursing Center, formerly known as Whitehall Boca Raton, is a warm and close-knit subacute care and nursing community that has been serving the Tri-County area for over 35 years. Our patient-centered comprehensive nursing and rehabilitation programs include neurology, orthopedics, cardiac and pulmonary care, post-operative surgical care, and outpatient therapies. The Encore Boca Raton accepts Medicare and other major insurances. Call 561-392-3000 or visit theencore@boca.com for more information today. The Encore Boca Raton is a proud member of the Care Right Centers Network.
Thank you for listening to Community Connections with Norma G. We're the place where we talk about your business, a product, an idea, or a project to get the word out to our community. I'm your host, occupational therapist Norma Guerrero. Today we are sharing our passions while connecting with our community. Give us a call at 888-565-1470 and join our conversation. Don't forget to tune in every Monday night at 5 to 6 p.m. to join me, Norma G., and our guests to find out about what's hot, what's new, and what's happening in our community. Can't wait to see you there. Now let's rejoin the show. Conversations. Welcome back to Community Connections. We are here with Dr. Owen Baru. He is an internist with the Associated Family Physicians of Boca Raton. And so, Dr. Baru, tell me, where is your practice located and the website and phone number if they want to reach out to you and contact you?
We're located south of Palmetto Park, off of 441 and Sandalfoot Boulevard.
The address?
The address is 9910 Sandalfoot Boulevard, Boca Raton, and the office number is 883-3030. The area code is 561, and the website is afpdocs.org, afpdocs.org.
Yes, good, awesome. Yeah. So good, and you also have a Facebook site that you can look there to find the information as well under, I believe it's Associated Family Physicians as well. And so, you know, I was looking at the variety of services that you have, from lab services, immunizations, injections, ICG testing, electrocardiograms, minor surgery, peripheral vascular screening. And so what's an ICG testing?
ICG involves checking somebody's vascular system. We have a machine that hooks them up with wires and blood pressure cuffs and so forth to see if their circulation system is where it needs to be or not, if how their blood pressure is or not, and manage them accordingly, usually with some kind of blood pressure medications to relax the circulation, to help the heart work better. But it's we've been doing it for many years now, and a lot of patients have really benefited. And that's related to circulation with the heart, or to the vascular in the,
yes, in the legs?
So the whole shebang.
The whole shebang.
Everything's interrelated.
Yes.
And some things, do work in, for want of a better term, an isolated way, and sometimes things work in unison, and you just want to maximize any one component of the whole circulation, and we take advantage of that doing this kind of testing.
Right. And so your relationship with West Boca Medical Center, how does that work? As far as if one of your patients that you see in your office, they get admitted, you then now follow them? Do you do rounds at the hospital?
I do.
You do?
When patients come into the office and they have to be admitted through the office, generally, to get things done in a timely fashion, you want them to be evaluated in the emergency department, because the emergency department is set up to do things quickly. And yes, so we send them over to the emergency department in those settings. In other situations, when patients come into the emergency department because something happened at home or out in the community, and they knew that the best thing for them was to be evaluated sooner than later, they also present to the emergency department, and for whatever the issues are. And for those who need to be admitted, if we're available at that moment, we'll come over to the emergency department and admit them. If not, then we do have hospitalists that we defer to and rely on to bring them in the hospital. But after the admission process has been tended to, generally speaking, we will follow up with the patients in the hospital.
Interesting.
Yep.
Interesting. So based on the location of where your office is, and with me finding out over the last few months that West Boca Medical Center has the main hospital, which is between Palmetto and Glades, and then now they have this satellite emergency room department. So you almost have two emergency rooms flanking your
absolutely
your office.
Yeah, and our patients
in
from
your
the
community.
practice. Yeah, and because we have a wide catchment area of patients. They're from way south, way north, and points in between. So if they have a West Boca outpatient situation available to them for evaluation, that's where they prefer to go because they know that we're on staff and there'll be continuity of care.
No, the other emergency room is located, I think, somewhere between Hillsborough and Holmberg, somewhere in that area on 441, and that's an ER department that popped up to serve that kind of North Broward County kind of community out there out west. So
absolutely,
pretty cool.
Yep.
I didn't even know about it till just a few months ago when Kathy told me about it. So I'm all about it because, again, like I said, my family's in Parkland, and so that emergency room comes right out of Parkland.
It does.
It comes right out of that area. So we talked a little bit about, before the commercial break, about that you do some allergy testing and that there's two types of allergy tests. There's the scratch test and then there's the intradermal test.
Right.
And then immunotherapies. I don't really know much about this. So what is the difference here? Or what is immunotherapy?
Immunotherapy, after somebody's been diagnosed with the allergy, whatever the issue is, we have a serum created that will address the type of allergy that they have. And it's all based on how our body reacts to various allergens. For want of a better term, it's kind of like a toxin. And you don't want your body, because they're exposed to it on a regular basis, whether it's eggs, shrimp, cats, dogs, what have you, and especially you don't want to get rid of your dogs and cats. As a matter of fact, they prefer to stay, and maybe you're not. But anyway, so you get the immunotherapy so that you can keep your pets and you can stay in the house.
Oh, I see.
But the thing of it is, you can't.
That's how to live with it.
Yes.
That's what the immunotherapy is.
That's right.
Oh, it's not like
you're not rid of it.
Right, not just stop eating milk or stop eating this or stop eating, or stop. Got it.
And so, as the immunotherapy progresses, you start with, to get your immune system to accept the allergen, you start with smaller concentrations of the allergen, and then over time the concentrations are increased and your immune system is stimulated, and before you know it, you can walk into a veterinary's office and be exposed to cats, dogs, what have you, and not worry about reactions.
You build tolerance to it.
That's
it's kind of
exactly
like how we do the vaccines with the children, right?
Yep.
Don't you inject the actual?
It depends upon the vaccine, but absolutely.
Oh.
Yeah. Or in some situations, though, for instance, polio, you're exposed to the protein, and then your body creates the antibody response, so that if you're exposed to polio somewhere down the road, your body will respond to it. So it's a different kind of allergic reaction. There are multiple allergy reactions that your body is programmed to manage, and but the allergy testing is one of the methods.
Great. Well, as you guys can see, I'm always as an occupational therapist, I'm always excited when I have the opportunity to interview a physician here on the show, because I learn so much, but I try to just ask questions that, you may want some clarification to, or just also, again, like he mentioned at the beginning of the show, just to get to know how somebody's personality is. And so Dr. Baru is an internal medicine doctor here in the West Boca area. He is affiliated with the West Boca Medical Center, and we and I know him on a professional level from over the years of having seen him over at the skilled nursing facility and following patients in that realm as well. And as I mentioned to him on the phone, he has a big habit of being a very, very early riser and getting in the facility. And so we like that, because when we get into work, we can kind of get our questions answered early on during the day. And so give them a call, the Associated Family Physicians of Boca Raton, over at 561-883-3030. And we also want to continue to thank the Encore Boca Raton, formerly known as the Whitehall Boca, for giving us the opportunity to bring these types of messages and this education and awareness about the services that are available in the community. The Encore Boca Raton is a skilled nursing and rehab facility that offers occupational, physical, and speech therapy and skilled nursing services after injury or illness. And so give them a call at 561-392-3000, or you can reach them at www.theencore@boca.com. So we're going to be right back with Paul Finkelstein. Dr. Brew, thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you
For being here today.
It's been a pleasure. Good to see you again.
Yes, good to see you too. And I will see you, out and about.
That's right.
And we'll be right back with Paul Finkelstein with Mobile Portrait Pros.
Hi, I'm Mary Ellen Brinker, founder of the Brinker Education Initiative. We provide Hispanic students in South Florida who excel in STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math, financial support to achieve their educational goals. They are the youngest and fastest growing demographic in public schools, and 18 out of the 25 top best jobs in America are STEM-based. Give the gift of a college education at brinkereducationinitiative.org or contact us at 773-717-6828. That's 773-717-6828. When they succeed, we succeed. Our nation succeeds.
Are you looking to simplify, focus, and live a healthier, balanced lifestyle? Hi, I'm Jane Robinson, certified health coach and founder of Jane Robinson Creative Living Solutions. I can help you create a personalized, holistic plan through natural living, creative space solutions, and through a system of Nourish and Glow essential oils. I can guide and inspire you to create an authentic life full of vitality and joy. Contact me, Jane Robinson, Creative Living Solutions, at 561-305-2317. That's 561-305-2317. Or visit me at janelrobinson.com.
Could you be winning by not losing? Do you know that there are safe money strategies that can benefit you when the market goes up, yet protect you when the market goes down? Hi, my name is Sarah Finkelstein with Signature Advisory Group. I'll show you how you can have safety and opportunity on the same dollar at the same time. Most people know where to find safety. That's bank CDs. And most people know where to find opportunity.
You want to save time and not be in front of the computer, the dark room of the new photo generation. Let Mobile Portrait Pros come to you, offering business portraits, executive portraits, mobile headshots, actor headshots, and campaign headshots for political teams. Innovation at Mobile Portrait Pros serves Palm Beach County and beyond. Just call 866-443-0873. That's 866-443-0873. Headshots door to door.
If you've been injured in an accident and your health is the most important thing in the world to you, then we're here for you. My name's David Eltringham of the Eltringham Law Group, and we dream of a world with no accidents. But until then, we're here to help you.
The Encore at Boca Raton Rehabilitation and Nursing Center, formerly known as Whitehall Boca Raton, is a warm and close-knit subacute care and nursing community that has been serving the Tri-County area for over 35 years. Our patient-centered comprehensive nursing and rehabilitation programs include neurology, orthopedics, cardiac and pulmonary care, post-operative surgical care, and outpatient therapies. The Encore at Boca Raton accepts Medicare and other major insurances. Call 561-392-3000 or visit theencore@boca.com for more information today. The Encore at Boca Raton is a proud member of the Care Right Centers Network.
Thank you for listening to Community Connections with Norma G. We're the place where we talk about your business, a product, an idea, or a project to get the word out to our community. I'm your host, occupational therapist Norma Guerrero. Today we are sharing our passions while connecting with our community. Give us a call at 888-565-1470 and join our conversation. Don't forget to tune in every Monday night at 5 to 6 p.m. to join me, Norma G., and our guests to find out about what's hot, what's new, and what's happening in our community. Can't wait to see you there. Now let's rejoin the show. Welcome back to Community Connections. I am your host, Norma Guerrero, and today, this is the second segment of the show of February 19th to 2018, and I'm here in the studio with the one and only Paul Finkelstein. How are you?
It is I, and thanks so much for having me back.
Yes, it's exciting, Paul. It's been a little while since I've had you on, I think since before the new year, and Paul is the CEO and the owner of Mobile Portrait Pros, which is a mobile bus that you provide executive professional headshots, portraits for people out in the community where you will go to them in this whole Tri-County area. Is that correct?
It is absolutely correct. We're enjoying taking portraits of executives in the area.
Yeah, and it's pretty cool. And if you see right here on the picture, it is literally a yellow bus. It's like one of those transport kind of buses, and I've been inside it. And you walk inside and you feel like you walk into a studio where you have the lighting, the cameras, the backdrops, and a variety of different backdrops. Do you have a couple different colors for backdrops?
Browns, blues, even whites, and gray works great too.
Gray works good too? Yes, that's cool. And then when you take someone's picture, how do you do the packages and all that?
Well, we actually have a rate that we customize for business people because we actually bring an entire studio on wheels, 25 feet. Picture a 25-foot limo bus and taking that to the office. So we customize it depending on the size of the business, whether they have 100, 30, or just one
employee.
But can you picture, most people do business with people because of they know somebody, they like somebody, and they trust somebody. How do you get to know somebody if you don't know them yet when you're in business? How do you get your prospects to know you? The first thing that comes to my mind is a nice, beautiful business portrait. And now think about that electronic networking forum online. You know it, you've heard it, you know friends that use it. It's called LinkedIn. And I have so many friends that are LinkedIn consultants, and I know one of their things that they really stress the most is to have a professional portrait.
Right.
Because that's the first thing somebody sees is your image, your face. Because that's the way that people get to know you. I like to go back on how I met my wife, and it was online dating. When you meet somebody online, if we take aside the business aspect.
Wait a minute. We're going to have to change the subject. That's how you met your wife?
We met online.
And you married how many years?
And 18 years, 19 years anniversary in September.
Did we have the internet back then? Or I know we did, but did we have the online dating sites back then?
We actually had dial-up internet with AOL.
Dial-ups. Boy, that must have been a slow conversation.
Well, it was actually pretty quick because they had that buddy list. Do you remember the buddy list? It popped up on the screen. You put 50, if you go on to Love at AOL keyword on AOL, you put in, if you're, whatever you're looking for, 50 females, 50 males, or whatever. And when they come home from work, like I would come home from work at 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock, and my speakers would be on, and I'd hear, you got mail, or you got whoever, and now they're online.
Wow.
And then I would just send a quick message because they're there to meet somebody. And Sarah was on that day, and she said hello, and I said hello, and she said, "Do you smoke?" Right away. She gets down to business.
Okay.
I married Captain Blunt, right, honey? She's right behind me.
Yes.
You see her.
Yeah.
And I know she's smiling, right? Yeah, she's still smiling.
So to not get totally off topic, because even though I started it, how long before did the exchange before you guys met in person?
That instant message, we met the next Saturday, right in the middle of the week. So we met Saturday at 10 o'clock, but she said, "No, I will not do dinner with you because some guy said that he was not married, and turns out he was. So I couldn't get dinner. Whoever you are, thank you."
Okay, I got it. So when you interjected saying that the importance of a portrait, even for an online dating site or a picture, sometimes people don't want something so formal for an online dating site. You want to see people in their natural, candid self. However, from a business branding and marketing position on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on many sites, when, we highlight people's businesses here, having an executive portrait for, when people do events and they have flyers, like, there's an event coming up at the nursing home I'll talk about in a moment. Dr. So-and-so is going to be there. Sometimes in the flyer, they'll have a picture. And so having a nice executive shot is very, very helpful because many times when I'm doing the show and I'm highlighting the guests, when they don't have an executive portrait, I end up with like this picture with like their buddy around their arm or they're wearing sunglasses. And when you go to expand it into a small thumbnail, it's all gritty and grainy. And so, by having just at least one executive portrait of yourself, at the very least, you're able to promote yourself in a better way.
Amateur could only get you so far.
It's true. It's true. It's true.
I mean, you do want people to get to know you, and what better way to get your prospects to get to know you, especially if you're a business owner, if you're looking for Mr. Right, Miss Right, or Mr. Right client. The doctors, too, patients. If you want your patients to see you before they actually visit your office, why not have a professional image instead of that amateur shot?
No, I think it's, it's one thing if something looks a kind of a little bit self-absorbed versus something that just says professional, and I think it makes a difference because every week I interview 2 to 3 guests every single week for a year and a half now. And so this is what I do every single week is I often sometimes get referrals or leads or whoever, or whatever. I meet somebody out, I go to their website, and then I learn about that person, and that image is super, super important. So that's great. That's great. And so you provide that service, but I know you also are very passionate about Toastmasters. And I see you there wearing your badge that you were the Area 50 Director of District 47.
Which happens to be in Miami. When they say give, givers gain, and all those things for business and give back, I went all the way, and I volunteer with 6 clubs in Miami, and I encourage them and inspire them to go for their Toastmasters has for their fiscal year from July to July, 10 goals to hit. Hi, guys out there. You have 10 goals to hit, and I expect by March, 5 goals to get, those 5 club goals, and then by June 30, the end of our fiscal year, to reach those 10 Toastmaster goals. And those are speech goals, those are club goals, like even simple as paying your dues on time or going to Toastmaster trainings. Everything really makes all of us a better version of ourselves.
So tell me first, before we get a little bit deeper into the Toastmasters, if somebody wanted to contact you for the Mobile Portrait Pros, what is the website and phone number to contact you, Paul?
Not to sound too much like that guy way back, Crazy Eddie or something, 866-443-0873. That's 866-443-0873.
The fun thing about Paul is that he's kind of entertaining a little bit because he does it more as a pun rather than, thank goodness he's not like that the whole time here that we're talking. So it's kind of a cute charm that he has. But what's fascinating about you is that your involvement, your portrait studio or your bus, which came first? Your passion about your involvement with Toastmasters or this?
The passion, well, actually, what came first as far as the photography came way first because then when I was 8 years old, my dad got me a film camera. What's film, right? And I played with that camera all day. So that camera would have been the equivalent of giving a kid an iPhone today.
So that's always been either somewhat of a source of income and or a hobby.
Now, I wish that somebody told me about Toastmasters right at the same time when I was in high school,
which we've talked about before. And Toastmasters International is a public speaking and
communication and leadership, listening skills
group that's and there's chapters all over the world. And Paul is the president of your online groups, competitivecommunicators.com.
And past president of the West Boca Club that meets by Olympic Heights High School at 7:15 on Wednesdays.
And so you said that today you wanted to talk about lastmondays.com as well as the upcoming exhibit with Score Chapter. So what is lastmondays.com?
That is I threw together another marketing plan because I heard some wise mentor told me you should have 4 or 5 different kinds of marketing mixes to get yourself out there and get more exposure in the community so people can learn about your business. So I looked up to see if it was taken on the domain names on GoDaddy or whatever you use for a website, lastmondays.com with an S on the end. And I would literally drive up to a business on the last Monday of the month for the rest of the year on all of 2018. And after 10 years, I know a collection of businesses, retail stores, executive suites, wherever your business is. February 26th is the last Monday. March 26th is the last Monday. January, I went to a business in Delray Beach. He happens to be in the property casualty business, but I know the guy from the Chamber of Commerce in Delray. He actually insures my bus. So and he's just a down-to-earth guy. I think he even insures our property casualty for our townhome.
And what's your goal?
And to introduce business people, good question. I think you've been keeping me on track just a little. As I want to make introductions because it's a natural fit being in the business portrait business to help businesses. And if I help businesses and introduce businesses on the last Monday of the month, plus introduce people to my studio on wheels that goes on location, I figure the synergy has to be up there with introducing people. They'll learn about me in the process, and everybody wins.
And this is your first year doing it, or you've done this before?
First year. Because there's so many networking events that you can go to. You can look up on Facebook. You can look up on Eventbrite. I'm sure you use Meetup.
Yes. Yeah. And so, good. So that you brainstormed and you decided that this is one you want to do. And so now you just showing up unannounced? Or
no,
you
I plan it. I told him sometimes 48 hours, sometimes 3 weeks. Mm-hmm. I do have 2 or 3 to decide on for the 26th of February, but I will be deciding in the next 48 hours what it will be for the 26th of February.
And how are you? I'm sorry, if you're showing up to one business, how are you? Who are you introducing? You're bringing someone with you.
I would tell other business people, I'm going to be at this location.
Okay.
I want to introduce you to this such and such business person. If you have a business, I would go to your business, and then I could introduce them to where you work and your business. That could even be on 26 if you'd like me to do that.
So
I haven't made it firm yet.
So you're kind of trying to almost use your own observation skills of where you go, these two people might benefit from knowing each other. Mm-hmm. And so, well, that's really nice. LastMondays.com.
Giving back, marketing, everything. And maybe I'll brand Last Mondays, put a little logo to it.
Sure.
And I'll just have Last Mondays on a Facebook post. Now, if you see Last Mondays on Facebook or Twitter or YouTube, you'll know it's me.
Okay, excellent, excellent. And so now we've talked a lot about how the times you've been here before, a lot of these, I think back in November, there was a big contest. I think up in West Palm Beach.
Right, our fall conference.
Yeah, your fall conference.
And now we're coming up on the spring conference, which is May 19th. But before that, we do have an area contest coming up April 7th and May 5th. Well, actually, that's for my Division E down in Miami. Mm-hmm. We have, starting the next couple of weekends coming up, every Saturday through May 19th is going to be a different contest in different parts of Pompano, Broward, Miami. You'll see Toastmaster clubs throughout.
Sure. So this upcoming exhibit with Score Chapter is?
Score is
what does that mean, Score Chapter?
Can you say that again? Service Corps of Retired Executives.
Service Corps of Retired Executives.
Now, no relation, but the CEO and one of the chairmen of the Palm Beach chapter is Hal Finkelstein. And I met him maybe over 10 years ago, and there's so many Finkelsteins in the book. If you look up him on LinkedIn, you'll learn a lot about Score there, but they literally help businesses of all different. If you have a business and you want to get started today, you can go there and get counseling, and it costs nothing, right? Absolutely nothing. And you get from experienced retired executives that want to sincerely help. Mm. We go there. We have friends that go there. We have businesses at all levels that go there. And I actually am working on a project with them. I photographed 16 of their retired, their executives that are retired but now volunteer at Score. And we'll get more PR or public relations for Score, and then people could learn about me indirectly, but I'm helping that organization get the word out because even they have competition.
Yeah. You know, Paul is very involved, and unless you're kind of embedded in his whole Toastmaster thing, it's kind of a little bit hard to follow exactly where he's going with all these events. And my point of what I'm saying is that Toastmasters, what I've come to know and understand is that it really helps people that want to improve their communication, their self-esteem, their verbal skills, their public speaking skills. And I just think that that's just so valuable. And I know that you're involved in it at a much higher level. And I think it's so awesome to see your passion for it, because I know ultimately, regardless of what you're doing with all the different, networking and stuff, that I know that ultimately, if you give somebody, no matter what age they are, improved public communication skills, improved self-esteem, that when they stand up in front of at their work or at their church or wherever they're at and have to speak about something for 5, 10, 15 minutes, having the courage to stand in front of, because I know a lot of people have fear, with public speaking. And so I just love the root of what you do. And I know that as people get more and more involved in it, you do, things on a much grander scale, because we even had David Eltringham here, that is a personal injury attorney locally here with the Eltringham Law Group. And he talked about how as his business has grown and he's more involved in things, how he's had to do more and more public speaking, not about what goes on in the court, but what happens with the public speaking. He wanted to communicate better, even though a bright, educated person. So
I want to add, for 3 years, or more than 3 years, my wife and I have been attending West Boca in person at a brick and mortar club, as I am also a member of an online club. And after 3 or 4 years, I do so much practice there that you don't realize, where am I getting the practice outside of Toastmasters, where people see it in real life. And the 10th president of RIT, Rochester Institute of Technology, right up in Rochester, New York, came down to do a tour, well, actually all over the country, and he came to this past week in Fort Lauderdale, the Fort Lauderdale Yacht Club. One of the alumni is down there, and we had 50 alumni, and they asked me to introduce the president. And it felt so great to be able to say, wow, I'm actually using the skills that I got from Toastmasters to introduce.
Yes, yeah. And it's so if people wanted to find out more about their local Toastmaster club, or if they wanted to contact you about, maybe wanting to, have them be one of the last Monday people you go and visit, how do we find you,
The
Paul?
first thing for Toastmasters, or just to find, for Toastmasters in general, just look up on your phone by GPS, Toastmasters.org. And it's not a toaster, nothing to do with bread.
Okay.
It actually helps you with public speaking. Just think wedding and toast, but
Yes.
it has much deeper than that. As far as finding me, you could find me at paulfinkelstein.com personally, and you'll see some videos, some photos of my travels through Toastmasters. You could always look up my email from there, or paul@paulfinkelstein.com is my personal email, or you could call me on my cell at 561-302-0051. So that's 561-302-0051.
Great. And so thank you, Paul, for taking the time. I know that I was introduced to you originally through your wife and through Sergio Rodriguez, who is the marketing director over at Whitehall Boca Raton. We're formerly known as Whitehall Boca Raton, the Encore Boca Raton, and they are the skilled nursing and rehab facility in West Boca, 7300 Del Prado Circle South. And what I failed to mention at the beginning of the hour when I was speaking to Dr. Baru is that the Encore Boca Raton is going to start doing some healthy heart seminar. They're going to have a healthy heart seminar. They're going to be doing some medical doctor seminars, and that's some public speaking as well. And so this is it, the 21st. That would be this Wednesday at 3 p.m. at the facility. They're going to have Dr. Marty Jacob. He is a cardiologist, I believe, a medical doctor, and he's going to have an open seminar and questions and answer time. So if you want to reach out to them, it's open to the public. You can feel free to go to this event. I have this up on my website, so feel free to take a look at it or reach out to me, give me a call and find out about it. But they are located at 7300 Del Prado Circle South, Boca Raton, Florida 33433 at 561-392-3000. Paul, thank you so much for taking the time again. And once again, I want to send out my heartfelt thoughts and prayers and to the city of Parkland, and to the community at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas, and to the nation at large, that we can find some sort of resolution to provide a safer living environment for our children that are at school learning. And so once again, Frank and Dino's Parkland Strong, next Sunday, 2:25, they're going to have all the proceeds for the drink and wine are going to go to the families, the victims of that event, as well as tomorrow, everyone across the nation, 5 p.m., hashtag a picture of you taking your walk or your run at hashtag Run With Coach Bagel, BEIGEL, or Run With MSDXC, which is Marjorie Stoneman Douglas Cross Country. So again, those are all on my Facebook and web page at ccnormag.com or our Community Connections on Facebook. And so have a great week, everyone. Let's find an answer to this problem somehow. God bless everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.
If you've been injured in an accident and you believe that your health is the most important thing in the world to you, then we're here to help you. My name's David Eltringham of the Eltringham Law Group. And at ELG, Everything that we do is about helping our clients to restore their health and heal from their injuries. I believe that if you don't have your health, you don't have anything, and all the money in the world doesn't matter. So if you've been injured and you want a law firm that actually cares about you, getting you better, and then getting you the financial justice that you deserve, we're the right firm for you. At ELG, we dream of a world with no accidents, but until then, we're here to help you.
The Encore of Boca Raton Rehabilitation and Nursing Center, formerly known as Whitehall Boca Raton, is a warm and close-knit subacute care and nursing community that has been serving the Tri-County area for over 35 years. The Encore Boca Raton's stellar rehabilitation program significantly enriches the health and well-being of patients by delivering specialized therapies to return you rapidly back on your feet. Our patient-centered comprehensive nursing and rehabilitation programs include neurology, orthopedics, cardiac and pulmonary care, post-operative surgical care, and outpatient therapies. With spacious therapy gyms, elegant dining, beautiful private and semi-private suites, and an array of comfort-enhancing services and amenities, patients enjoy high-caliber, proactive care in an encouraging and vibrant setting. The Encore at Boca Raton accepts Medicare and other major insurances. Located on West Palmetto and Powerline, call 561-392-3000 to schedule your personal tour. That's 561-392-3000, or visit theencoreatboca.com for more information today. The Encore at Boca Raton is a proud member of the Care Right Centers Network.
You've been listening to Community Connections with Norma G. We will be back next Monday from 5 to 6 p.m. with new guests to share about what's hot, what's new, and what's happening in our community. Did you hear something you liked today on our show? Please contact me, Norma G, at 954-802-2015 or email me at ccnormag@gmail.com. I look forward to helping you expand your business, project, or idea and connect with our community.